As an engineer or an artist, what is the difference between working in a big commercial studio like EastWest and my home studio, the Greaze Factory, here in North Hollywood? Well, there's definitely some big things, but there's also a lot of very little things that will make a huge difference. First off, I would say that I do not have a massive Neve 8028, 40 channels of 1073 pre's. But what I do have is 14 channels of ISA 828s, 6 channels of the PM1000s, some Cappies, some 1073s, only 3 of them though, and these cool AEA pre's, as well as these IAAs, some Black Lions, and this Warm Audio. And I don't hate having the diversity of some different mic pre options, although admittedly, the 8028 is one of the best consoles ever made. I don't have ATC 300s. In fact, I don't have any mains at all in my studio. I just don't really have the purpose for them. I did have some in here, but they took up too much space, so I got rid of them. And though I don't have focals at my studio, the bulk of my monitoring is done on these Kali Audio IN8s that's paired with this sub and these NS10s. And I do have other options if I want to swap stuff out. And while I don't have a massive rack of outboard gear, and I definitely don't have a Fairchild, but I do have just enough stuff to get the job done that I need to do. One of the smaller things that does make a big difference is that EastWest is running a Mac Studio with an HD rig for Pro Tools. And I'm running just an M4 Mac Mini, 2 Apollo X8s, and an Apollo X16 for all of my 32 inputs. EastWest definitely boasts considerably nicer microphones than I have. A lot of them being vintage stuff like these C12s or these KM56s, or my personal favorite, the 251. But I've got plenty of good mics, and they definitely get the job done. And although my room has significantly less wood than Studio 2 does, it is comparable in the decay time of the room itself, because they're almost the same size rooms. My ceilings are not quite as tall as EastWest, though. The pianos at EastWest are considerably nicer, this one being a Yamaha C7. But my piano does have a lot of character. Other than the pianos and a B3, EastWest doesn't have any other instruments on hand, so you have to bring your own or rent if you need them. Where I have lots of cymbals, lots of drums, including this 60s Gretsch kit, lots of synths, amps and cabinets, drum machines, a Rhodes, an organ, guitars and basses, more synths, this Lindrum, and more synths, and more heads. And having a chalk wall is something that I directly copied from EastWest. But of course, more people have signed theirs so far. But I added my friend's board as well. And sure, EastWest has a much nicer lounge. And kitchen than I've got. But I got a nice lounge with a pool table, some Simpsons ping pong, and a retrocade. And this is new. It's light reactive. Cool, right? But there is a Bad Vibes Al here. And of course, I keep a Bad Vibes Al on staff as well. So there's a lot to choose from when it comes to picking a studio and why you would work in certain places. Obviously, I love EastWest. It's my favorite place to work outside of my own studio, but I love how much gear I have and how many options I have in my own studio. If I wanted to have all those things in EastWest, I'd have to bring all those things to EastWest or rent them, which is what most professionals usually do. And then I get to bring my gear in there and rent it to them, and I make extra money, which is always nice. Working at both of these studios is a lot of fun, and if you want to work at either of these studios, you can reach out to me, greazywheelstudio@gmail.com, or you can reach out to EastWest booking at eastweststudio.com. We are both happy to have you, and you will not be disappointed regardless of where you go.